You did? Wow. I just got my Christmas gift over there. Nobody asked me to reveal it until I'm ready. All right? So, we will build affordable houses and we're going to use different styles. Styles that could accommodate your needs, individual needs, and your pocket. So, if you can only afford an apartment, it should be available for you. You need housing and we're going to provide it. Now, as it relates to our friends from the diaspora, we have big plans for you because you come here to help us out and we're going to help you out too. We want you to come back. We don't want you to just come every 5 years. We want you to invest with us. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity. So when we say we have income property investment schemes, you can get right on. So you can get a townhouse or you can get an apartment and you can lease it when you're not here on short-term rentals. So we have something for you in the mix. And of course, we want to have what we call shared equity. If you can't afford it outright, we'll partner with you. So we'll have what we call public and private enterprise, joint enterprise. And so at some point, if you wanted to buy us out, then you can do that when you're comfortable to do that. And of course, my colleague JD earlier would have spoken about the home renovation scheme. Not everybody wants to move out of the village. We want to really maintain the integrity of our villages. So we encourage people to stay in the villages and raise the children, right? It is a unique experience. And we want to make sure that we're doing things different from every place else. So you have a home, you get the money to renovate it, and we're good, right? We're good. So as it relates to roads and infrastructure in St. John's, we are thinking that we must have in place, and we are going to put something in place so that the roads are always repaired and maintained. Is that in a timely manner? Nobody's supposed to be sending me a text to say they just drop in a hole someplace. I should know that that hole exists and have something in place to address it as soon as possible. Road signage and numbering of all the villages, all the buildings in the villages. We need to get to that point that people know where they're going. You must know where you're going, or you're going to lose valuable time if you call for the ambulance. And instead, because somebody told me tonight, they didn't even know a road went up this way. But if it had a sign on it, that person probably would have recognized that before. And so what we are saying is we must do that if you're going to advance. We can't always have the same thing. Because the days of saying when you go over the hill, over there by Maisie Bartlette, you see a coconut tree there, you see a guinea tree there. They're cutting down all the trees now anyway. So we are losing those landmarks. We can't go with the landmark thing. We have to upgrade. And so we have to make sure we do that. We have promised something big, and we must have something big going on in 5 years. We cannot come in and say we are going to replace a government that is not doing anything and not do anything ourselves. So as it relates to the South Coastal Road, from Bath all the way around to Gingerland, we are going to make sure we open up that expanse of land over there. And when we open up that area over there in the south, not only you and I would benefit, but even the present architect minister would be able to open his hotel and get access. So we have a lot of initiatives for the advancement of all of our areas of interest. We can't get to all of them tonight, but I invite conversations. So you can reach out to me, but just remember, we have one more night. Just one more night. We are just a few days, 2 days, 1 day. Well, tonight is over. We're almost 12 o'clock. So we have one more day. 1 day away from liberty. Liberation Day is the 12th of December. Liberation Day is 12th of December. So who isn't excited about that? Nevisions living on Nevis would finally be liberated. We would be liberated from an oppressive force called the CCM. That force on the other side that I do not have to necessarily tell you about them, because I came here tonight prepared to tell you about them and the corruption. But I want you to hear firsthand from someone who has experienced it, because coming from me, you're going to say me grudge. But I want you all to hear from the good lady from St. James's. So DJ, let us share with them. DJ, let us share with them.
In my second term of office, I witnessed the steady hand of the late Premier Amri and his respect for others being replaced by brash disregard for people, his modus operandi of teamwork, and the consideration of differing opinions being replaced by self-aggrandizement. While Premier Amri's emphasis was on the empowerment and elevation of others, this has been replaced with the belittling, demeaning, and threats of being made irrelevant meted out to anyone who dares to disagree with those at the top. I have found that this manner of leadership has stymied the spirit of innovation and critical thinking that once existed and which served to propel our island forward. This manner of leadership quickly proved divisive and so ushered in the retardation of our island's progress. With my basic tenets being integrity, transparency, and accountability, coupled with my firm ideals for inclusion and respect for others, I found it difficult in accepting, condoning, or conforming to this adverse manner of leadership. As a result, I found myself ostracized by my own political party, not for lack of qualification, certainly not for lack of performance, definitely not for misappropriation of funds, and absolutely not for pilfering of government's resources. Instead, I was ostracized for taking a stand for the right treatment of Nevisians, respect for all, and for doing too much for the people of Nevis. My tenure in public service has been characterized by pushing individual cases with the primary aim to provide a resolution for the betterment of the citizen.
So, people, you have heard from the Honorable Lady in St. James. You have heard from Della. There's nothing much left for me to say to you. Right. If you are a true Nevisian and you love Nevis, I would not have to ask you on Monday morning to vote for me. Rohan shouldn't have to ask you to vote for him. Janice shouldn't have to ask you to vote for her. Cleon should not have to ask anybody. She shouldn't have to be militant. And JD definitely should not have to ask anybody to vote for her. I want us tonight when we go home in the stillness of the night, and your conscience speaks to you, I want you to listen. I want you to listen to your conscience, because that's the difference between us as human beings. We have to get to the point where we want the liberation. Nobody gonna give it to us. The forces are stacked against us. So we have to work hard. We have to work hard. If we want to expel from government people who would lie to you, and I keep warning you that people who lie to you, they would steal from you. This lying, cheating, corruption, waste, bullying must come to an end if we are to advance as a people. If they were suppressing her and she was a part of them, that's the lady in St. James, what is it they're going to do to us who are wearing green shirts? What is it they're going to do to us? So ask yourself the question, if you had reservations about where to put your ex before you came here tonight, if you had reservations, I can accept that. But having heard what you heard, I can't understand what your problem is. I have lived here all of my life, and this is the worst period of time that I have ever experienced. It is. It's bad. But on December 12th, we get the opportunity. We get the opportunity to change that.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
This morning when I woke up, it was an ordinary day. A little later in the day, I heard one of the signs, one of the billboards that had me on it. Mind you, that's the best picture I ever taken in my life. My nice picture. I spent some good monies on the billboard. Had it there over 2 weeks. They had a meeting last night, and they usually just get 3 people. Last night they had 15. And somebody inside here decided that their crowd maybe wasn't big enough to compete with what NRP had over Bart. And so this morning they vex. Now that is bullying. What you can tear down my sign for? They are the ones who say that billboards don't vote. So they decided they're not going to put up any. Now, had it been the other way around, you would hear all kind of things about NRP tonight. But that is what we have to get rid of come December 12th.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.
If you are out there within the sound of my voice, and you thought that your vote did not count, I am asking you to think again. Think again. Because there's some people who are walking around with blinders on. And no matter what bad they see being done, they still want to call bad good. And so sometimes I struggle with trying to relate to people like that. Because I thought that when they made education free, all of us who had the opportunity went. And so I'm expecting better from our people. If you're within the 97% literacy rate, you should know better. You should know better. And if you know better, my grandmother used to say, if you know better, do better. So don't let me have to ask you for your vote, man. Don't let me have to ask you for your vote, St. John's. This new NRP is committed to taking Nevis in a new direction.
Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same.
We are here to focus on the issues. We are going to focus on the issues and ignore the distractions. Because tearing down my billboard, that's a distraction. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. We're going to focus on the issues. Because we know, and we have gone to accept, that our people deserve better. We deserve better. And better days are coming.
Better days are coming. change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming.
But guess what? It is not going to be automatic. You have your role to play. All of us going to have to work for it. And last night, I began to at least appeal to our people from the diaspora. I'm not going to say you don't know what it feels like. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to insult you. But all I want to let you know is that things bad. Things in Nevis are bad. And they could be better. They could be better if only we had a responsible government in place.
Poor people fed up. To all your system, shut up your issue, confident, big me boss. Poor people fed up.
So I'm appealing to you again. I did last night. And for those who didn't hear me, I'm going to appeal tonight to the people from the diaspora. Please listen to the other side. Do not come here with blinders on. Do not come here and refuse to listen to the cries of our people, or else you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Because everyone who has a conscience, at some point, you would be convicted. At some point. Because when you are where you are, you get sick and you have access to health care, and you look and you see people from Nevis in the same line as you, you would recognize that had they have the same kind of health care at home, they wouldn't be competing with you where you're gone. When you realize that the people from here keep asking you for stuff, it's not because they're ravenous. They don't have it. You have to be mindful of the fact that there is some serious, serious suffering right here in Nevis. And if you really want to help, you would never help the oppressor. That didn't just fly off, eh? Is he knock it down? So I don't want anyone to think that anything happening up here. Please, cameraman, focus on him because he knock it down. So we want our people to join us. Join us on this journey and fight.
Don't be a loser. Secure your future. Rise up. Rise up. Change the situation. What will be in your hands? Rise up. Rise up. Rise up.
We are on our way to achieving peace, progress, and prosperity. But we're not going to... No. Let me finish. Let me finish the song. For all. Because as it is now, only some experiencing that. And we want to make sure that we have a level playing field because all of us deserve it. All Nevisians deserve to live in dignity in the land of their birth. All of the non-nationals who we invite here deserve to live in dignity in the land that they've called their home. So we are not going to discriminate against anybody. We want to make sure that whatever is dished out, everybody get an equitable share of it. Because we are moving in a new direction, I want us to understand that it has to be a sober application of your strengths, your focus, everything about you, you have to engage. You have to be mindful that there are forces all around you to distract you. And you have to be able to block them out. So no matter what they do from now until the 12th, just ignore what they do. Do not get in any argument unnecessarily with anybody. If they're going to have a discussion on the issues. We don't want this to become a violent election. Because you see, the thing is, when people are desperate, they do desperate things. So we must all be on guard. All right? We must all be on guard on our best behavior Because when we get to the promised land on the 13th of December, we get a chance to restore our country. You see corruption? It has to go. You see disrespect of people? It got to go. All the ills of this present administration got to go. And nobody coming in, well, we don't have the inclination to go that way. But none of us would behave like that. And that is a solemn promise from right here. So come December 13th, I want to be able to stand in front of you and say, in spite of everything, I am still here. I am here. St. John's, I am here. Make sure, St. John's. St. John's, I came to serve. So make sure you put me to work on December the 13th. Good night, God bless, get home safe. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Don't forget tomorrow night. One more night. DJ, one more night. One more night. DJ can't sleep.
Let me know, yeah. Give me another chance, baby. Give me another chance, girl. Another try, just one blind. One more night, give me just one more night, girl. One more night, 'cause I can't live without you. One more night, baby, give me one more night, girl. A million more nights, 'cause I can't sleep without you. Alright, cause every day I say me want you in my life. Come in now want to wake if you know the devil on the side. I beg you apply, when I'm in right, yeah, the words about the culture. I'm telling you, see the road. It's a long time being to the outside. They had us chained down and locked up on the inside. Now watch how she rolling it. She rolling it.
Rosie me.
Hey, straight to the bubble. This is carnival, time for bacchanal, and I don't want to miss a thing. Tell them, y'all say, this is festival, so you know we no jam, so I don't want to miss a thing. So spread it out from the speakers, spread it out from the stage. From a distance, me I see you. I know you want to misbehave, so give me more woman, give me from the bed and from the floor woman, so that's how we tell them more woman. All in at the bottom of the door woman, they have to do more, give me more. All the master man have the door woman, so that's how we tell them give me share woman. All to the streets of Pasture woman. Oh na na, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl. I like to see you shift, and I like how you walk up. I like to see you shift, and I like how you walk up. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. How you bubbling, drive me crazy. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. How you bubbling, drive me crazy. Bubble, bubble, bubble for me. Girl, I want you bubble, bubble, bubble for somebody. Girl, bubble, bubble, bubble for me. Girl, I want you bubble, bubble, bubble for somebody. Now we killing. When competition stiff, me I act like I live, 'cause I don't want to miss a thing. Tell them, y'all say, when this got to live, the girls them got to give, 'cause I don't want to miss a thing. See where them girls are bubbling, you make me want to trouble it. Later on in the night I want to cuddle it. Me want a lot so me go double it. So give me more woman, give me from the bed and from the floor woman, so that's how we tell them more woman. All in at the bottom of the door woman, they have to do man, give me more. All the master man have the door woman, that's how we tell them give me share woman. All to the streets of Pasture woman. Oh na na, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl. I like to see you shift, and I like how you walk up. I like to see you shift, and I like how you walk up. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. How you bubbling, drive me crazy. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. I like you bubbling, baby. How you bubbling, drive me crazy. Bubble, bubble, bubble for me. Girl, I want you bubble, bubble, bubble for somebody. Girl, bubble, bubble, bubble for me. Girl, I want you bubble, bubble, bubble for somebody. So spread it out upon me speakers, spread it out upon me stage. From a distance me I see you. I know you want to misbehave, so give me more woman. Yes, give me from the bed and from the floor woman, so that's how we tell them more woman. All in at the bottom of the door woman, they have to do man, give me more. All the master man have the door woman, that's how we tell them give me share woman. All to the streets of Pasture woman. Oh na na, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl, bubble the girl. Hey, somebody give up here this thing here because we want to turn up the place right now. We only got 6 more minutes to the clock now. 6 more minutes to the clock now. Come, let's go.
Walk up and before the task force come. Walk up and before the task force come. Walk up and before the task force come. Walk up and before the task force come.
Yo, Timon, you know what I mean? You turn up a bandstand, me walk here. Yeah, man, I feel the pain. You better take the paracetamol.
What really going on? 1 year later, and the case ain't come up yet. Still in jail, still in jail. Tell them open up the country, we wanna have a welfare.